Dr. Jamal Bryant, former husband to Real Housewives of Potomac star Gizelle Bryant, is explaining in a new podcast exactly why he cheated on her. Gizelle has shared before, it's no secret that the reason their marriage ended was due to infidelity. She's been very open about that. She has even said he wishes she would be his pound cake. But the marriage didn't work out. They got married in 2002 after he founded the Empowerment Temple in 2000. So he founded a church and then got married. And a lot of times, if you're a pastor of a church, like people want you to get married. So he got married to Gizelle Bryant and he had children with Gizelle Bryant. They had 3 children in a very short marriage. Their marriage was about 7 years long. It only lasted about 7 years and it ended in divorce due to his infidelity. And in this video clip, in this podcast interview, he explains why he was unfaithful to Gizelle. Now, this is after remarrying Dr. Carrie Turner, a woman who a lot of people say looks just like Gizelle. So from the outside in, it looks like he's trying to get it right this time with Dr. Carrie because he didn't get it right last time. That's kind of what it looks like. And so we're going to get into what he said about cheating on Gizelle in this video. But first, if you're watching, if this video just randomly showed up on your YouTube feed, I'm Layla Lynn. If you're not familiar with me, I do celebrity news and nostalgia, and I would love if you would subscribe to this channel. We are on the road to 400,000 subscribers, only to get to 500,000 subscribers by the end of this year. By the end of 2025, I feel like we're going to hit 500,000 subscribers over here. So this is your invitation to join us over here. We talk about celebrities of today and our favorite celebrities from yesterday. So make sure you subscribe, and everyone click the thumbs up button if you like this type of content.
Layla tells it all. Layla tells it all.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into Jamal Bryant's explanation on why he cheated on the Gizelle Bryant. And by the way, this is the Hardly Initiated podcast. This is a clip from their podcast that I'm giving commentary on, but I'll leave a link to their full podcast in the description box below.
I want to say I am divorced because I cheated. I divorced because of my infidelity, not because of irreconcilable differences, but because I broke that covenant. And so I had to go through a healing process for myself on what is it that was in me.
I hope this is healing for Gizelle if she still needs healing regarding her marriage and her divorce. Just hearing him say publicly that it was his fault, he cheated on her, and that's what's ended the marriage. I hope it's healing for her. But I feel like Gizelle been moved on. I don't know. Y'all leave a comment. Has Gizelle been moved on, or do you think she needs this healing? She needs him to say this publicly.
That would go outside of the bounds of my covenant, my agreement, and to risk my family for somebody I never wanted to be with. Yeah. So,
and if any of y'all ever been cheated on, and then you talk to them about the person that they cheated on you with, you may have heard them say, I didn't even like that girl. Like, I didn't want to be with her. I didn't even like her like that. And I feel like that happens because I feel like dating and everything is a sport for men. Like, you know how a fisherman will catch a fish and throw it back because it's all a sport. I feel like with men, like dating, sex, relationships, like it's all a sport to them. So I can believe 100% when he says like he didn't even like those women, he didn't even want to be with those women. I can believe what he's saying.
I say to men all the time, one of the mistakes I made is my first attempt at monogamy was marriage.
What does that mean?
You know what? No, I know. No.
That means when he was dating and possibly even engaged, that he was not monogamous. It means exactly what he said.
That one down.
I know where you're going.
Me.
I think I know where you're going with it because you will even have, we got friends that gotten married, but they've been a player for all their entire life.
Their whole lives.
Their whole lives. And they think that, hey, when I get married, it's all gonna change.
Yeah, no. So I think that you have to practice.
So you gotta practice monogamy.
Yes. It ain't gonna come through osmosis.
That's so.
It's a skill, just like a sport. Like it's a skill that you have to practice in order to get better at it.
Interesting, because I don't know if that's something that I've really ever heard said that way prior, because it's like a conditioning into that lifestyle, because it's a whole mindset. It's a philosophy almost, if you will, of being able to prep yourself to now have this new value system. And even a way to tame your urges, biologically of your body.
So I'm not even giving out memberships to the Players Club. Let's just say hypothetically. No, seriously, let's say hypothetically, you're dealing with 2 women in a month. Let's enlarge the tent. You're dealing with 3 women in a month. Okay. Let's say you live in Atlanta.
Okay.
It's 4 women in a month. Hypothetically.
Right. Those numbers can go up quick.
Yes. I'm not advocating for this. This is not what I'm saying. I'm saying, let's say you with 4 women in a month, and that's the regimen you on. It's natural. That's what you do. You don't have no guilt about it. You don't have no conscience. None of them think.
I feel like as women, we're brought up to feel guilty about certain things, like feel guilty about pursuing a career, the whole mom guilt thing. And I don't think men deal with the guilt as heavy as women do. I think they do a lot of things and they just fine. They don't necessarily feel the guilt that a woman would feel if she did the same thing.
That you committed, you were 4 months. That 4th one, you decide, let me lock this down. You have not purged out your system of the 3. And the danger that we have is that we have compartmentalized our sexuality to have sex without intimacy. So we have so reduced the standard for ourselves that you can sleep with 4 people and feel nothing for any of them.
True.
Yeah, I agree with what he's saying. And I feel like it's a simple explanation. Like, he wasn't monogamous because he had never practiced monogamy. And from my research, when he married Gizelle, he was only 31. And for a lot of men, that's still like that bachelor, like that's a young age for a man. And it seems to me, when I look at it with my eyes, it looks like he's just trying to get it right again. Like, he married a woman. A lot of people say she looks just like Gizelle. But whether she looks just like Gizelle or not, obviously he has a type. But whether she looks just like Gizelle or not, it just seems like he's trying to get it right this time. Like, this is his opportunity to do it again, and let me get it right this time. Y'all leave a comment. Let me know what y'all think. What do y'all think about Jamal Bryant's explanation that the reason he cheated on Gizelle is because he had never been monogamous in the past? He had never learned how to be monogamous. He had never learned that skill. Now, as a woman who was brought up in the church, I do have to say this. I grew up in the true love waits generation. If you know, you know. And it was impressed upon us, like, you wait until you're married and you assume, as a woman, you assume that, okay, I'm getting this teaching, and you kind of assume that the men or the young men, that you're around that are in the church with you are getting the same teaching. And that's not always the case. Like, they may be getting the same teaching, like the words, but let's say a woman was to fail. Let's say she's trying to wait until marriage and she was to fail. Just like the young woman who had to apologize to her church for getting pregnant. You see, she was up there alone. Like, the woman bears the brunt of the backlash for that, where if a young man was to fail at waiting, like, he would likely get congratulations. Like, even from men in the church, like, it doesn't go both ways when it comes to morals and values and things that are taught in the church. From my experience, you might think it's going both ways because that's what you hear coming from the pulpit, but it's those behind the scenes conversations that you need to know is not going both ways. Like, the men are not getting the same lessons that you're getting. And I feel like Jamal Bryant is just proof of that. When he says his first time trying to be monogamous was his marriage, and then you consider he founded a church before he was even married, that just shows you there's a difference between how young women and young men are being taught in the church. So leave a comment, share your thoughts on the whole situation. Now, if y'all want to talk about the girl who apologized to her church for getting pregnant, she stood alone in front of the church and apologized. If y'all want to talk about that in another video, leave a comment and we can talk about that. That actually happened to a friend of mine when we were teenagers. Way underage. I'm talking about 14 years old, and she had to apologize to the church. So it gets crazy when I talk about the differences in how men and women are treated, even in the church. It gets crazy. But y'all leave a comment, share your thoughts. As always, thanks for watching.
Layla.